What is going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and welcome to week number 6 of the Summer League series. So, for once, I don't really have a whole lot to tell you, other than I got very lucky because I cut my index finger and I almost cut my middle finger. And obviously, if I want to be able to bowl with no problem, I need this hand to be free of any cuts or scabs or anything like that. So I got very lucky because I don't really want to get into detail about what happened, but yeah, I don't know if you can really see that. There's the cut. I know it doesn't seem like anything, but it's one of those things where, like, you know how if you were like you accidentally cut yourself like slightly with like a knife, like a little small cut like this, but it's like bleeding profusely. Well, that's what happened with this. But that blade that cut into this index finger almost cut my middle finger too. There's a small little like line right there. You can't really see it. Actually, here's like a picture of it. You can see I only just got my middle finger, so I'm very, very lucky that didn't get any worse than it did. So with this, it's no big deal. I can just put a bandage on it and cover it up with that protective finger tape that we use for our fingers when we're bowling. So yeah, this is no problem as long as I don't sweat so much, because obviously that's what's going to cause the tape to fall off. But other than that, we're all good. This I can still bowl without the tape. I know that for a fact. So yeah. I guess we were very lucky. Otherwise, if I did cut this middle finger, it probably would have been game over. I don't know if the putting tape on it and bowling would be a good idea, but yeah, there it is. So anyway, that's all I really got for you. So the other stuff that I probably want to update you on is going to be said during these 10 minutes of practice that I usually don't record, but for this time I did for a reason. So let's show you that 3-ball arsenal, and then let's get to the games. Okay, you guys, so here we are on lanes 7 and 8. I think I mentioned that last week. And there was a little bit of a twist here. Not a major twist, but yeah, the slight twist to the tail here is that the team that we were supposed to bowl didn't show up because we found out that they pre-bowled. So we were, it was just me and my teammates. So yeah, we were going to get this thing done pretty quickly. And I knew for a fact that I could really take advantage of this, and I should take advantage of this because, it's going to feel like more like a practice session, because we're not really bowling against anybody. So really, this, in a way, I looked at it as if it were like a bye week, if any of you know what that is. So yeah, that was good for me. I didn't care. I mean, whether the opponents show up or not, it doesn't really matter to me. I always try to do what I can, and yeah, that was really what it was. So yeah, I showed up with a pretty interesting combination: the Zen Master, the Dark Code, and the Omega Crux. For me personally, because obviously this is house shot, you can pretty much use anything on it. I had a wide variety of choices, and for me, when I'm choosing which 3 bowling balls I'm going to take, it comes down to, like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing with me. Usually I like to alternate. I don't like to use the same bowling balls every week. I know I probably should, but I don't. I alternate because obviously you guys know I have quite a lot to use, and yeah, for this one I don't know. Like I was looking through all my stuff and I thought, I think I want to take this Omega Crux and this Dark Code tonight. I don't know why. I just have a very good feeling about it. So I decided to pick those up, and then the Zen Master I actually used on Monday this same week. And I had a really fantastic practice with it. I actually shot like 265 with it. I made a pretty good run at 300, but then I messed up. Because if any of you saw that clip that that little YouTube short that I uploaded of that guy falling over after he stuck, that was when that was happening. But what happened was I was on the front six, and then that like I had my back turned, and this guy falls over, and then yeah, I waited for a while, and then the guy asked me, "Hey, did you get that on camera? Like, can you send that to me?" And so yeah, I kind of waited a little longer on my next shot, and then I lined up on the left lane. No, on the right lane, and then it was this was for 7 in a row. I accidentally got the ball left of target, and I left the 3-6-10, and I chopped on it, and then I managed to strike out the rest of the way there, and I think I got like 265. So I had a pretty good run with that ball. I had a good look with it. I finally figured out where to stand, what line to play with it, and I thought, I think I need to take this ball to lead. I had a really good look with it. I had fun with it. I figured it out, so that's why the Zen Master is here. And I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but this is 10 minutes of practice. I'm pretty sure you guys figured that out based on what we're doing here. But yeah, no opponent for tonight, and I will say that for the next week, I was like so relieved to find out we're not going to be on 1 and 2 next week. We're actually going to be on 3 and 4 again, and we had a pretty good time on that one. We bowled a 600 series last week on that, so yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to have to do for that, and all is good. So it's good to know that for this week and next week we're not going to be on. We're going to be away from 1 and 2. So that's pretty much all I've got for updates. So I guess we can go ahead and get this thing started. Okay, guys. So here we go. Game 1 of 3. So. I was a little bit worried going into this because you guys saw those first couple of times I wasn't able to like slide properly. I was sticking at the foul line. I was hopping. I was losing my balance because I was sticking, and I was worried that that's what I was going to have to deal with. But you know, as you guys saw, as I got further into it, I started to find something there. So. After all of this, I took advantage of those 10 minutes, especially because we didn't have any opponents to deal with. I could bowl on either lane real quickly. I decided let's play the furthest we can to the right, and I thought the Zen Master would be perfect for that. And I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to have to worry about the lanes changing too much because obviously it's only 4 of us. So, and then my teammates aren't, as much as I don't really like to speak badly of them in any kind of way, even if I'm just trying to like explain to you guys something, that obviously you guys can see they're not playing a certain line, they're all over the place. And there I go with the Zen Master first shot. Looked like a real good one, but then there we go about that 7 pin. I remember I asked you guys that question about what happens if you leave that 7, and you guys left me some pretty good answers. You know, it obviously doesn't mean like one thing. It can mean multiple things as to why we leave the 7, but I don't know about that shot. It looked pretty good to me, but easy pickup of the 7, no problem to start the night. Alright, so as we get up on this right lane, I was kind of relieved that this index finger with the cut on it didn't affect me too much. And so after that, I'm like, okay, we got something here. And I was a little worried because, I don't know, even though I had a fantastic practice with that Zen Master, for some reason I felt like playing that line was going to be a little difficult because suddenly my window felt pretty small, like my window to miss. Whereas in practice, my window to like miss left or right was pretty massive. So I guess it was just the feeling that, you know, it's league night, it's competition night, so I don't know. I mean, I was feeling a little bit of the nerves, but that's normal. When you're in competition, if you're feeling way too calm, then that's probably not a good thing. They say it's good to feel nervous. So that was way too obvious. That was to the right too early. Easy stuff, no problem. All right, here we go with frame 3. Sorry, frame 4. Let me correct that. I'm gonna leave a 10 pin, and I was a little concerned. I was thinking about that right there. Like I was worried that kind of thing would end up happening. as a result of that path that I'm playing. And I'm actually kind of stunned because, I didn't know that I would be playing such a straight angle with a Zen Master. I mean, is that what you got? Have any of you tried the Zen or the Zen Master or the Zen Soul? Is that how far to the right you guys are playing with this ball? If any of you have one? That kind of line that I'm playing with that Zen Master, I'm literally standing on 17 and a half. And that's literally the board that I would be standing on with the zero gravity. So that to me is a little strange. Like, I don't know. It's weird because you guys saw the layout I put on that ball. That's a pretty aggressive layout. So I remember when I last had the Zen Master, I had another one. It had the pin above the ring finger, and it reacted a lot. It had a lot more curve down lane. I had to stand a lot more to the left. But with this one, really strange that I have to stand where I'm standing and I have to play that straight angle. All right, so 5th frame here. Instantly, I knew it. Right off my hand, I knew it was a bad shot. Okay, so for this, I actually was thinking about picking up my spare ball, but then I thought, no, if I get right in between that 3 and that 6, it's going to deflect and I won't cover that back pin. Because the 9 is actually hiding behind there if you can't see it. So I picked up the Zen Master, moved far left, and there you go. Okay, so here we go back on the right lane. I do believe this is the 6th frame. But that right there, it was left. I set it up to go right through the nose, and I shook my head. I'm like, I don't think this is going to work. Like, I just don't have it in me to get that ball where I want it to. Like, to be able to, like, repeat that one shot that I want to be able to strike with this ball. I started to think, like, maybe I should, like, pick up the Omega Crux, move left, because I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. I just didn't have it in me to be able to like play that line that I wanted to, like I did in practice. So then I thought to myself, you know what? If you can't get yourself to execute that shot that you're looking for with the Zen Master, then make the switch and don't even bother trying to like struggle to make that shot. So I made the decision to switch to the Omega Crux on the left, especially because I don't even think I struck on that lane with that Zen Master yet. And then that happened, and then I thought, okay, you know what? Omega Crux it is, for now. All right, frame number 8. I'm about to test out this, how I do on this right lane with this Omega. Got it too far to the right, and the ball didn't even want to come back. And yes, you see right there, I picked up something. There was like a little golden sticker that caught my eye as I was moving. I didn't notice it until right when I threw the ball. And I know that's really stupid, like really, a little sticker on the ground, that's what distracted you? Yeah, sadly it did. All right, now take a look at this crazy pickup right here. Boy, was this lucky. Look at this. That head pin, man, it just shot to the left and came right back. I mean, I admit, obviously, that's not the textbook way of picking up that spare, but hey, if that happens, I'll take it. I mean, it still keeps me clean through the 8 frames, I think, as we go to the 9th here. And that was not bad. Light hit, but I got it. Again, I got to take them any way I could get them. All right, here we go. 10th frame of game 1. And we leave the 3 and the 6, and the lack of strikes in this game, it tells you right there that it wasn't anything but me. I mean, I just struggled to be able to lay that ball down on the path that I wanted it to. Yeah, I guess you could say my mental game in this first game, it wasn't where it needed to be. I mean, I knew the path that I needed to play with every ball that I had, but with that Zen Master, I just couldn't execute that shot that I wanted. I didn't have 100% total control. All right, final shot in the 10th. Currently on 184. Not bad. And that's 194 to close things out with game 1. All right, game number 2 is underway, and we continue with the Omega Crux, despite the not so great shots that I've had in those last couple frames in the first game. But nonetheless, here we go on the right lane to start things off. Good form. Brilliant. All right, second frame after a strike in the first. Right there, instantly I knew. Left of target, and then that ended up happening. And then after that, I started thinking, oh no, am I really not feeling like I'm left enough here? Yeah, I was getting kind of a little worried that it was going to be one of those nights where I was going to keep going left of my target. So yeah, at this point, I already started questioning, like, am I, like, is it going to be one of those nights where I'm going to be missing left? Because I don't feel like I'm left enough? I mean, look at this shot right here. Instantly, I knew it. Walked away from it, left off my hand. I knew it. Yeah, instantly I was thinking to myself, like, oh no, it's going to be one of those nights where I really need to have, like, I really need to open up the lane to myself. And the only way I can do that is if I pick up the dart code. But I wasn't 100% sure just yet. So at this point, I made the decision. I'm not going to try to fight myself to try to, like, get out of this little struggle that I have missing left of target. I'm not going to waste frames. I'm gonna pick up this dart code right now, and I'm going to try to, move to the left, open up the lane to myself, and see if that'll work. And there I went again, missing left of target. But after that, that was the kind of shot that, like, I just needed to get it out of my system. And I thought, okay, I know what, I got it out of my system. I'm not going to miss left of target anymore. I've got the whole lane to myself with this ball. Yeah, and then after that, I was thinking to myself, oh God, not this. And then I was thinking, okay, now I've put myself in a position where it has to be strike, 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 strike from here on out, because I have just lowered my max score big time with that 10-pin spare miss. All right, back on the right after that miss of the 10-pin. And there we go. That was the shot I was looking for. And after that one, I felt suddenly, like, renewed, I guess, and I thought, okay, I can totally do this. This is what I'm looking for. I guess it's one of those nights where I have to be very left and have a lot of lane to myself. Even with the Omega Crux, where I was standing at 22 and a half, I wasn't left enough. I felt like my window was really, really small still, so it was one of those nights for me. All right, here we are on the left lane after having gotten that shot out of my system. There we go. There we go. 2 in a row. We're back in it. All right, here we go. On 2 in a row. Working for 3. And I messed up that shot right there. That, you could see even the way the ball reacted, how it hit the pins. I accidentally, I didn't put enough on it. I went more towards giving it a forward roll, and I was lucky that the ball came back and struck. So, all right, on 3 in a row, working on trying to get a ham bone. Nice. And that was a little bit of a close call for me, because it looked a little bit left, and you could see there, it looked like it wanted to go high, but it held just enough. And one thing I forgot to mention is for this dart code, I was lining up on board 27 for both the left and the right lane. And it was working out brilliantly, still on a strike streak. All right, here we go back on the left lane again, on a string of strikes. Kind of dropped it, but yeah, you see that? There it went again. Same thing happened like the last time I was on that left lane. It looked like it went high. And I went like that thinking, oh God, that might not hold, but it did. All right, so next shot in the 10th. Well over 200 now. So we saved this game after that miss of the 10-pin way back in the 4th. And then that ended up happening. And I told myself, do not miss that 10-pin again. That's going to ruin your confidence going into the 3rd game. There we go. And we close out this game with a 232. All right, so here we go with game 3, final match of the night. And like I said, I felt dialed in. I felt good. I felt the confidence going into this one. I felt like I was ready to start stringing strikes. So I didn't put enough on that one. And you can see there, light hit, but I got away with it. Okay, so here we go with the second frame, and I felt like I had total control over what I wanted to control. I knew exactly where my laydown area was. I knew the entire path. I felt like I had enough power within myself to execute the shot with no problem. Another good one. See what I'm talking about? So going into this third frame, let me explain to you what I was doing with, like, you know, in my head. So what I was doing was I knew the entire path. I knew where the ball needed to be placed down here in order to get it to the pocket. I knew from there all the way down to the foul line the exact path, and I felt like I could totally execute that shot. I had total control. It didn't even make me, like, I was getting kind of nervous. As you start to create a string, you start to get more nervous. But despite that, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I knew that I had enough in me to execute that shot. And what I did was I cut out mentally, I cut out this half of the lane from the pins all the way to about here where my laydown area is. So I was telling myself in my head, as long as you lay the ball down right here, right here, take a look. See that? I told myself, if you can just focus your attention on laying the ball down here and making sure that it goes there. You see that? From there to there. I knew it was going to strike. So that's where I was focused on. Now, normally I stare down lane at the break point, but I told, like, you know, just to see my entire path where that ball is going, to see it, to get it to the pocket. And I told myself, like, okay, as long as I can get it there, right there on that line, I know I've got it. So I had all my focus on that. And that's what I was doing to make it easier on myself to be able to repeat that shot. And I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but it was working. So yeah, that's literally what I was trying to do. Focus on my laydown area and trying to get it on that line. There it is again. Fell off of my shot, but I still got it. If my form has to look bad at the foul line, if I have to fall off balance to get that shot where I want, to lay that ball down where I want it, then so be it. All right, here we go again. Left lane. Focusing on that laydown area. There I go again. It looked like it wanted to go high, but it held right there. So yeah, I literally did not have to make any moves. I stood on 27 from the moment I picked up the dark code in the second game, I believe it was. I stood on 27, and I even experimented in the 10th frame. I forgot to tell you guys about this. In the 10th frame, when I left that 10 pin, okay, I struck, and I stood on board 27. I was on that left lane. And then I decided, you know what, because the ball went high, just a little, it looked like it wanted to go high, I decided, okay, let's go to 27 and a half. And then I left that 10 pin. And that's when I thought to myself, okay, we're standing on 27, but maybe just add a little bit more speed to it so it doesn't act like it's going to go high. Maybe that's all it needed. So here we go on that right lane again. Making a pretty good run at it, I guess. We're still good. That 9 pin had me like, whoa, wait a minute now. You know, I was thinking that 9 was going to stay there, but it didn't. It fell back and I was still alive. Now, funny enough, the last time I had a run at 300 was in the previous league. I can't remember what week it was, but I think, if I remember, I made it to 8 in a row, and then I lost it at the 9th frame because I failed to make a move because I wasn't paying attention to how the ball was hitting the pins. And I left the 10 pin on the 9th frame, and my run was over. And here we are now at 6 in a row, and I made a huge mistake right here. So before I throw that shot, obviously, what happened was, you know that little fan on the ball return that blows out the air for you to dry your hands? it suddenly stopped working. It wasn't blowing out any air, and my hands were sweating. And I even tried, like, before I stepped up to take this shot right here, I even powdered my hands with that grip sack thing that one of you guys recommended to me way long ago. I tried that, and my hands were dry, but only for like a couple seconds, and instantly my hands got sweaty again. So I was like, dude, I need that air from the ball return, but it wasn't working. And what I should have done was I should have backed off, but I didn't. And then this happened. I lost the ball. I lost the ball at the release. It slipped from my hand because of the sweat, and I got it left of target. I should have backed off, but I didn't. So why didn't I back off? Because I thought, it's not that bad. I think I can still, throw my shot despite the massive amount of sweat on my hands. But the ball slipped from my hands, and I lost my run at 300. I was very confident that I could have kept that string going. So that was a lesson learned right there. Back off if it doesn't feel right. Even if you feel a slight hint of doubt, don't take that slight hint of doubt and back off. I mean, don't try to think to yourself, now I think I could still do this. It's no problem, because then things like that end up happening. And I was relieved, but I was also disappointed. I was really beating myself up about the fact that I didn't back off. But as you guys saw on the right lane, it was kind of a close call based on that strike that I got and the way the ball hit the pins. But it was nice to see that despite that that 9 spare in the, I believe that was the 7th, it was nice to see that it didn't totally kill me, because I managed to double, and now I was en route for a 279. All right, so here we go in the 10th frame now, and yeah, I was just disappointed, but I didn't even realize that I actually put in a really decent 600 series here. I guess the thought of the how I messed up that 7 frame, it really got to me, and yeah, I cared more about that than the fact that I actually achieved another much higher series this week than I did last week. I think I got like 640 something last week. So yeah, I totally messed up that 10th frame. And now because of that, I close it out with the 245. And would you guys believe that I blew my chance at a 700 series yet again? It wasn't until after this whole thing was over that I did the math, and I found out that I would have needed a 274 to achieve a 700 even. So that 10th frame, I would have had to double and I think get 4 pins to achieve 700. And I didn't know it, and I'm glad that I didn't know it, because I guarantee you that shot would have been way worse. And I totally blew it. And that's when I really was beating myself up, is that I blew another chance at a 700. So there goes another night of blowing a chance at 700. So 700 series continues to elude me. Okay, you guys, so here we have the league summary for week number 6. So game number 1, we got a 194, and then game 2, we made a massive leap forward and got 232, very nice. And then game 3, what should have been a run at 300 ended up becoming only half a run, because I got 6 in a row and I messed up at the 7th because I didn't back off of my shot when I should have, because of my sweaty hands. But we ended it with a 245, and that ended the series with a 671, better than last week's series total, 640. So that hot streak of 600 series 2 weeks in a row is real nice, and the series required to raise the average was 572, so definitely got above that, and that brings my pin total after week 6 to 3,501 after 18 games played. And last week's average was 188.66, but after tonight's pretty good performance, that raises my average big time from 188 to 194.5, so we're getting closer. We're getting closer to a 200 average, and I did the math again, and I found out that if I want to make it to 200 average, I believe I'm going to have to achieve 700 even. So we got a task in front of us, guys. And The highest game is still 250 from week 5. I could have broken that, but I blew it in the 10th frame with that. And my highest series is now 671 from this week, so that's nice. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is. So we're going to be on lanes 3 and 4 next week. So we were just on that pair. So I'm thinking I might just pick up the Rubicon again after how good I did with it on that pair. And I don't know. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do. I mean, I definitely want to take the Rubicon again after what happened. But my other two bowling balls, I'm not sure yet. I guess I'll think of it as I go along. But yeah, I don't know. We definitely got a task ahead of us if I want to achieve a 200 average again. 700 series, the thing that eludes me. Could this be? Could week 7 be the week where I finally get what I've been after? It's not the 300. It's not a 300 game, although that would be nice to get that. It's that 700 series. Well, we'll find out soon enough. So I'm Frank the Tank. That was week number 6. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys soon for week number 7.